Well, hello everybody! Welcome back to G-Bear's Off-Grid Ways, a homestead in the desert. And yeah, we're here in the garden because that's what I've been doing all day. I transplanted my sprouts for my cabbage. I got them out here into the garden area because they do well during the cooler weather. As you can see, even my broccoli is coming back to life here, even though it's been below freezing and everything. So yeah, the broccoli and the cabbage, those types of things, they do just well. Anyway, tomatoes are gone. I'm going to be picking the rest of these green ones and get them in, try to ripen them in the windowsill. But yeah, this is all cabbage from last planting season, and it's all resprouting. So I just cut the head off of this one because it's got a fresh sprout down there, and I'll cut the rest of the stem off tomorrow to send the energy to the new plant. And I'll get another head of lettuce out of that. So same thing with this one. Yeah, I've been feeding these leaves to the chickens. They love them, but there's a sprout down there at the base. So I'll cut that off down there, and I'll get another head of cabbage out of that. So yeah, everything is really looking good out here. Beautiful day today. It was near 80, not quite 80, but near it. And I got out here and started doing my work. I transplanted my lettuce. This is the romaine lettuce. I got it out of the smaller seed starter containers and put it into this. What I use is these plastic crates and just line them with weed barrier. And there's my roll of weed barrier there. And I've had that for a few years. It comes in handy for doing stuff like this. So I just line it so the soil doesn't fall out of all of the holes in these things. And then I transplanted my lettuce into here, so the lettuce will go to maturity now at this point. I'm not going to put them out in the full garden because I want them inside the greenhouse for the temperature protection. So yeah, I got all my other soils all mixed into here. And then I got this other potting mix on top, which is a torn bag. So I got a full barrel of soil all ready to go, and I still have all these bags over here. And I'll be getting more stuff going. I moved my little orange trees over here to make some more room over here because I got my asparagus transplanted into one of these crates also. And this is a slightly deeper crate. So I can actually, if I need be, I can take these once they've grown and I've cut them off. I can transplant the bases of those into the regular garden, and then year after year I'll keep getting more asparagus back, or as I like to sometimes tease people with the accent in the wrong place, asparagus. So anyway, yeah, I got to move things around. These are the radishes that I had over there in the starters. I transplanted those. And then, because you only have to separate these out by about 2 inches apart, in between them, in this space here and that space there and all the little spaces all through there, I put in another set of fresh seeds. There's my seed pack down there. So these have already sprouted, and they're going to be growing pretty quickly, and I'll have radishes in no time at all. But then I got a bumper crop right behind them. And then as I pull these out, I'll add a little bit of fresh soil back into the holes as I pull them out, and I'll plant more seeds in the holes that I pull these out of. So I'll have a overlapping crop of radishes through the winter. This is just fresh soil. I just dumped that in there. It needs to be moistened down. Of course, I watered my echinacea again today. My tomato plants these are clippings off of the tomato plants that are dead out there. And these little dead leaves here, I just let them dry up, and then I crumble them and let them fall into other pots and all that stuff. So they're just like a little bit of mulching and a little composting going on there. So yeah, I got fresh leaves coming out of this one. So yeah, the plant has taken. So just see if I can keep it going. This one's got some cilantro growing all the way around it. So I'm going to have to keep an eye on that one. It's going to use a little extra water. My citrus trees over here are doing just fine. And my avocado tree over here. And that's an avocado tree that I got from Chris and Aurora. and the cold had gotten to the main stem. So I cut it off, but another sprout came out of the side of it, and I've been keeping that one in here where the cold won't get to it. So I'm going to have a avocado tree growing in here. I'm going to have to move it into one of those bigger pots sooner or later. And that one's going to end up staying inside the greenhouse, except when it really gets super hot in the summertime. I'll bring it out into the breezeway where it can get some air because it'll be too hot in here for it. So I refilled my water barrel today off of one of the totes out there. And my neighbor was down, and I noticed that I got some sprouts coming up here. And those are bean sprouts. And this one here is starting to break soil also. And those are garden beans. There's also one here that's breaking soil. So that's going to be going. The spinach hasn't lifted yet, but a couple of cucumbers have come up. And the radishes in that group, I've got tomatoes, radishes, and peas, and Bosc pear in that group there. The radishes have sprouted, so those are in this big pot now. You see them right there, and right there. And I did the same thing. I put in between those, I put fresh seeds. So as these grow, the other seeds will just be sprouting, and I keep a bumper crop going on them. And those are the elongated radishes there, like that, the French dressing type. And then the other ones are the small cherry radishes. So, yeah, got everything looking nice in here. Just getting ready to close up. It's already dropped down below 80 in here, and I want to keep some of that heat in for the night. So I'm going to get this all closed up, and we'll see how things are going tomorrow. I might come back out here and do some more work, because I want to get some other seeds started. I got my little shelf unit over there on the side, and I got some starter trays, the 6 plant starter trays over there. A couple of them are already filled with soil, but I'm going to fill the rest of them. I'm going to get that shelf all loaded up and get some more stuff growing, because I like stuff growing. All right, so I got to get a broom or come out with my shop vac and clean this this track up, because I've been kicking soil all over it. Excuse me. And it's just going to wear out the guides or the slides on the bottom of the door, so I'm going to have to get those things cleaned off. I spilled a little bit of soil down there, but it won't hurt anything. The critters can't come up from underneath because there's all wire meshed in here. So, isn't that cool? Yep, got my my blueberries watered today, and watered all the other plants. Made sure everything is doing well. And come springtime, I will be air layering some of the other trees here, some of the fruit trees. My peaches, this peach tree is too young to really produce a good crop of peaches, but I'll let this one get a little older. The other one's doing pretty good, but I got to let it fill in. I need more branches and leaves on that one. The roots have taken very well, so I got about 12 good small peaches off of that this last season, and they were delicious. This pear tree has got a bunch of fresh growth going on it, so I will prune it back when it finally gets into its dormant state, and I'm going to let the fresh growth come up, and I'll thin it out a little bit, but the more leaves I have on the tree, the more it's going to collect sun, so it'll probably get some sprouts on there. If not, I'm going to end up grafting that and air layering, and I might air layer and take one of the branches off of that and get it planted outside with the mulberry trees for a shade tree. So even if it doesn't produce fruit, I'll have a shade tree growing. That one over there, something's been getting underneath and eating up the soil from underneath, and it could be ground squirrels and stuff, because it's dropped down in the pot and it's loose. So that's going to be one of the priorities tomorrow, is I'm going to have to get that thing tied up to that corner post to give it some support, and then I'm going to lift up on it as I add fresh soil back to the pot that it's sitting in, and keep the, you don't want to get soil up too high on the bark on those or you'll cause root rot. But I want to get some more soil in there, so it's doing really well. It's got a good set of roots going, but I want to make sure that the roots don't get exposed and then cause a problem there. So I'll give it some fresh soil that's got fresh ingredients in it, so it's got some fertilizing going. It's almost hitting the top of the unit, so I think it's taken root, but I think some of the ground tunneling critters have found those roots. All right, everybody, that's all I have for today. I'm going to be pulling out all of these tomato plants, and I'm going to get those into the compost. And the cherry tomatoes have all gone to waste because they froze, and then, of course, when they unfroze, they just wilt together. And the skins get thick as leather on them. Here's some that I picked off the other plants here. I'm going to take those in with me, set them on the windowsill, and see if I can get any of them to ripen at all. All right, everybody, thank you for joining me tonight. Any questions, comments, leave them down below. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up, please. And I'll really appreciate it. And I thank you for those subscribers that have jumped on in the last few days. I think there was about 10 or 14 of you that just came in. I appreciate that. Welcome aboard, everybody. This is G Bear signing off.